Welcome to Comfort Learn classes. In this video, we'll solve all the NCERT exercise problems from polynomials. So we'll stick to just exercise problems in this video. So without ado, let's start. First exercise from this polynomial. 2.1 first main. The graphs of y is equal to p of x are given in figure 2.10 for some polynomials p of x. Find the number of zeros of p of x in each case. So here there are 6 graphs given. So you need to find the number of zeros from the given graph. So first one, before solving, first try to understand the question here. The graphs of y is equal to p of x. The graphs of y is equal to p of x. So here this is our Cartesian coordinate. I hope you guys are familiar with the Cartesian coordinate. In Cartesian coordinates there are two axes, one is x axis and then other one is y axis. And here y is equal to p of x. So this axis, okay, the values on this y will act as a p of x or the value of the polynomial. Fine. And the x variables are my inputs to the function. Fine. Okay. So here this is my polynomial. The straight line which is parallel to the x axis is the given polynomial. Here this curve represents the polynomial p of x, right? So here we need to find number of zeros in each of the questions. So how to find number of zeros from a graph? Okay, so see, this is Cartesian coordinate, x axis and then y axis. So you know, like for a linear quadratic equation, for a linear equation with a general form ax plus b, okay, ax plus b is equal to 0. So here for this equation the nature of graph is always a straight line. The nature of graph is always a straight line. So here in this particular case, this axis, this equation or this line, a linear equation, this line which is represented by this linear equation intersects x axis at this point. Okay, so this intersects x axis at this point. So is there any other point where this graph is intersecting x axis? No, right? So here hence the number of solutions for this linear equation is 1. Okay, you know, right? For example, if it is ax plus b, for all the linear equations, the solutions is number of solutions will be 1. Let me solve this one. See here, ax plus b is equal to 0. So ax will be is equal to minus b and x is minus b by a. So this is my solution for this linear equation. So this is algebraic method and this was the graphical method. Fine. So when it comes to quadratic equation, generally the quadratic equation will be the nature of the graph of the quadratic equation, which is of the general form ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So here you know this one, right? For a quadratic equation, number of solutions will be, or number of roots or number of zeros will be 2. That is x1 and then x2, or you can say alpha and beta. So if there are two solutions, then definitely this graph which is a graphical representation of a quadratic equation will intersect x axis at 2 points. So this is my x1 and then x2. Fine. I hope you guys are comfortable with the concept. Fine. So let me solve the problems from this 2.1. So here in 2.1, first one, the graph is, or the p of x. So here this is my polynomial p of x. Here this polynomial is parallel to the x axis, right? In this first question, the polynomial is parallel to the x axis. So if it is a parallel, then definitely it won't intersect x axis at any point. If there is no intersection point, then number of zeros in this case will be none or 0. Okay, we don't have any zeros or solution for this polynomial. Fine. So in the second case, the nature of the graph is somewhat similar to this. Okay, fine. So here this is my p of x, this is my p of x. So this p of x is intersecting x axis at one point. So number of zeros in this case will be 1. Fine. Similarly, in the third question, the p of x or the polynomial is intersecting x axis at 1, 2, 3 points. So here the number of zeros are 3, and here 2, and here 1, 2, 3, 4, and in this case 1, 2, 3. So we are done with the first exercise. I hope first exercise is quite simple compared to other exercises. Here we need to just find the number of zeros. So you may get 1 mark questions out of this exercise or 2.1. Fine. So we'll move to the next exercise, 2.2. Okay. Exercise 2.2, first main. Find the zeros of the polynomial, find the zeros of the following quadratic polynomials and verify the relation between the zeros and the coefficient. So I will read the question again, try to understand the question. Find the zeros of the following quadratic polynomial. So you are given some quadratic polynomials here. So you need to first find the zeros of these quadratic polynomials, and after finding the zeros, verify the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients. Fine. Okay, so you know, right, for a quadratic equation the number of zeros are 2. So here in this case, let me take first one, that is x square minus 2x minus 8. We'll solve first one here. Exercise 2.2, first main, first question. So before starting this first question, what was the first question? Okay, so what is the question here? The quadratic equation is x square minus 2x minus 8. Fine. So here let me write the general form of a quadratic equation. General form of quadratic equation, that is ax square plus bx plus c. So this is the general form. So here this a is what? A is a coefficient of x square, and b is a coefficient of x, and c is our constant. Fine. So if you compare this given equation with this general form, in this case a, that is coefficient of x square, is 1. So what is a coefficient? Coefficient is a number or a numerical value with a particular variable. So here in this first term, this is my first term, the variable is x square, right? So with x square, if there is no number given here, so definitely we will have 1. So 1 dot x square or 1 into x square. So here the coefficient of x square is 1. So hence my a value is 1. So similarly, what is b? B is coefficient of x. So in this case, what is the coefficient of x? Minus 2, and constant c is a constant. So what is the constant here? Minus 8. Fine. So these are the coefficients and constants. So after this, find out the zeros of the polynomial. So how to find zeros now? X square minus 2x minus 8. So this is the given quadratic polynomial. We need to find zeros from this quadratic polynomial. So you might be familiar with the factorization method from class 9th. What is that factorization method? Splitting the middle term. Okay. So how we factorize a given quadratic polynomial? By the splitting the middle term. So just remember these steps. First one, multiplying first and last terms. Okay, just remember, before following these steps, just check whether the given quadratic polynomial is in a standard form or not. This form. Before using this splitting the middle term, keep the polynomial in the standard form, that is ax square plus bx plus c. So here this expression is in a standard form. So first step is multiplying first and last term, that is x square into minus 8. So if I multiply x square and minus 8, so we get minus 8x square. So this is our first step. After this, second step is important. So what is the second step? We need to split this minus 8x square in such a way, by multiplying these two terms, we should get minus 8x square, and by adding or subtracting these two terms, we should get this middle term, that is minus 2x. So for that, I know many of the students are a bit confused or stuck with this step, how to split this into two terms, such that by multiplying these two you should get minus 8, and by adding this one. So better follow these steps. Before finding these two terms, write down the factors of 8. What are the factors of 8? A pair of factors. Okay, so we get 8 by multiplying 1 and 8, and we get this 8 by multiplying 2 and 4. Is there any other factors or pair of factors? 1 and 1 8 and then 2 and 4. Okay, fine, we don't have any other factors. Okay, so we need to pick one pair out of these two. If I multiply 1 and 8, I get this 8 here. Either by adding, subtracting 1 and 8, it is not possible to get 2, right? So this one is not possible. So what about 2 and 4? If we multiply these two, we get this 8. If I subtract this 4, and 2, or the difference of 4 and 2 is minus 2, right? So you take these pair. So keep this 2x here and then 4x here. So next you need to consider the sign. So here it is minus, you need to take minus sign either for 2x or minus or 4x. So if you take minus here, you don't get minus 2 in this case, because minus 2x plus 4x is plus 2x. We need minus 2x. So keep minus here and then plus here. So now multiply these two, you will get minus 8x square. If I add these two, then I will get minus 2x. Fine. So now x square minus 2x can be written as plus 2x minus 4x, and then take this minus 8 as it is. So now we got 4 terms. Group them as first two terms and then last two terms. So now what is common in first two terms? X is common. So if you take this x outside, then x plus 2 will be left. So here what is common? Minus is common in both the terms. Take minus, and then 4x and then 8. So what are the common factors here? How to find common factors? Find a number which can divide both these two terms. So 4, 4 divides both the terms. So 4 is the common. So if I take minus 4 outside, then you will be left with x plus 2. Okay. And one more thing, whenever you solve or whenever you find the zeros or the solution of a quadratic expression or equation, so you will find in this bracket you should get a same term. So here we got x plus 2 and then x plus 2. Now from these two terms, what is common? X plus 2 is common. So take x plus 2 as common. So if you take x plus 2, then you will be left with x and then here minus 4, right? So these are the factors of this given equation. So how to find zeros from these factors? Simple. Just equate them to 0. Equate x plus 2 to 0 and then x minus 4 to 0. So you will get x is equal to minus 2 and x is equal to 4. Fine. X is equal to minus 2 and x is equal to 4. So what are these two? These two are the solutions or the zeros of the given quadratic polynomial, that is x is equal to minus 2 and x is equal to 4. Okay. So let me take them as alpha and beta. Alpha is equal to minus 2 and then beta is equal to 4. Fine. I hope you guys understood this finding the zeros by using the splitting the middle term. Okay. So if you want, you can copy down this. I will erase this part. Okay, back to our question. What was the question? Find the zeros of the following quadratic polynomials. Okay, we got the zeros here, and verify the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients. Verify the relationship between the zeros and the coefficient. So first write down the zeros. What are the zeros here? Here zeros are alpha, which is equal to minus 2, and then beta, which is equal to 4. Right? Two zeros. and then these are the coefficients. Okay, so what exactly we need to verify here is, you need to remember this: sum of zeros is equal to, that is alpha plus beta, alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. Okay, what is this minus b? Minus of coefficient of x divided by coefficient of x square, and product of zeros, that is alpha beta is equal to c by a. So this is the relationship between zeros and the coefficients. So we need to verify this relation in this case. So first find out, see here, you can't directly substitute these two. See, most of the students, what they do, they will take alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a and then substitute the values. Okay, don't do that. First take LHS. What is our LHS here? First case, alpha plus beta. Alpha plus beta is my LHS. So what is alpha? Minus 2. What is beta? Plus 4. So here plus 2. What about RHS? RHS in the first case is minus b by a. Minus what is b? B here is minus 2. And what is a? A is 1. So now minus into minus is plus, plus 2. So LHS is equal to RHS. So the first one is verified, that is alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. What is second one? Product of zeros. So you can write this one as first case and then here second relation. What is the second relation? Product of zeros, alpha into beta. So this is my LHS. So what is alpha? Minus 2, and what is beta? Plus 4. So minus 8. Next RHS. What is RHS? C by A. So that is, what is our C here? This is my C. Minus 8, again A is 1. So minus 8. Hence LHS is equal to RHS. The relation between product of the zeros and the coefficients is verified. So this is your second case. So these steps you need to follow for all the remaining problems. For all the remaining problems, first find the zeros, write down the coefficients, and then verify the relation, this relation. Okay, you need to verify this relation. First write down LHS and then RHS, similarly LHS and then RHS. Fine. Okay, we'll talk second question. So here it is 4s square minus 4s plus 1. Okay, so here again follow the same steps, that is multiplying the first and last term. Before that, the given expression or equation must be in a standard form. So here it is in a standard form. So multiply first and last term. So 4s square into 1, 4s square. Okay, so now I need to split this 4s square into two terms such that the product of these two is 4s square, and by adding or subtracting those two we should get this minus 4s. So fine. So what are the factors of 4 and 4? So one is 1 into 4, and then one more is 2 into 2, right? So I can't get this 4 from this pair. Okay, if I add 4 and 1 we'll get 5, if I subtract I will get 3. So this one is not possible. So here take these two. So if we add this 2 and 2 you will get this 4. So 2s and then 2s, right? So get this minus 4, we should take minus 2s and then minus 2s. So minus 2s into minus 2s is 4s square. Fine. So now replace this mid term 4s by these two terms, 4s square minus 2s plus 1. Okay, next group these two. So what is common here? 2s is common, 2s minus 1. So similarly here, if it is a minus sign here, better keep minus sign for all the problems. If you have minus sign for a third term, so take this minus sign here. So if you take minus sign outside, because we don't have any common factor here, right? So minus 1 is a common here. Okay, minus 1 is common. So you will get 2s minus 1 in the bracket. So 2s minus 1, 2s minus 1, take these 2s minus 1 outside, then you will be left with 2s minus 1. So we got two factors, equate them to 0. So if you equate 2s minus 1 to 0, you will get s is equal to 1 by 2, right? So as both the factors are same, here both s1 and then s2, the roots or the zeros of the given polynomial are same. So let me take it as alpha 1 by 2 and then beta 1 by 2. Fine. So we got the zeros. And what are the coefficients here? That is a, b and c. So first a, what is this a? Coefficient of x square, that is 4. What is b? Coefficient of s, that is minus 4, and then constant is 1. Fine. So we need to, after this, so we got the zeros and the coefficients. So let's verify the relation between these two. So what is the relation? Sum of the zeros, that is alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, and then product, and the product of the zeros, that is alpha beta c by a. Fine. So let me check first case. So what is LHS? Sum of the zeros, alpha plus beta, that is 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 is 1. What about our RHS? That is minus b by a. Minus, what is b here? B is minus 4. What is a? Again plus 4. So 4 and 4 will cancel out. Minus into minus will give 1. So LHS is equal to RHS. So second case, product, that is alpha into beta. LHS is alpha into beta, that is 1 by 2 into 1 by 2. So we will get 1 by 4. Next RHS, what is your RHS? C by a. So what is your C here? 1 and a is 4. Again LHS is equal to RHS. Hence you can write a sentence here. Hence a relation between zeros and coefficients. Hence relation between zeros and coefficients is verified. So you may get this question for 4 marks. First find the zeros. Okay, so see here, first important gap, using splitting the middle term to factorize this given quadratic equation. So when you factorize this given quadratic equation, you will get 2 roots, okay, or zeros. So after getting these zeros, you need to verify this relation, that is sum of the zeros minus b by a and the product of the zeros c by a. So and what is the procedure? Find LHS and then RHS separately in both the case. Okay, fine. We'll solve one more problem from this same exercise. So here 6x square minus 3 minus 7x. So let me take the next one. 6x square minus 3 minus 7x. Third one, 6x square minus 6x square minus 3 minus 7x. Okay, so first check whether the given polynomial is in a standard form. No, right? So here we should rearrange these two terms. So if you rearrange these two terms, then you will get 6x square minus 7x minus 3, right? 6x square minus 7x minus 3. So now follow the same steps, that is multiplying first and last term. You will get minus 18x square. Okay, now you need to split these two. Again find the factors of 18. So which factor will suit the given condition? That is by multiplying those two, we should get 18 and then adding 7. So 2 into 9. Okay, and I need minus 7 here, so I will take minus sign here. Fine. So 2x and then minus 9x. 6x square plus 2x minus 9x minus 3. Okay, So here 2x is common, take 2x outside, then you will get 3x plus 1. Similarly, minus is common for both the terms, take minus, and then 3 is a common factor, take 3. So you will get again 3x plus 1. Okay, take these two outside, 3x plus 1, and then you will be left with 2x, this 2x minus 3. Okay, so we got the factors here. Now equate them to 0. 3x plus 1 is equal to 0, 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. So here 3x is equal to minus 1 and then x is equal to minus 1 by 3, because 3 into x, it is a product. So whenever there is a product of two terms, okay, one term will come in the denominator. So 3x is equal to minus 1, x is equal to minus 1 by 3. Similarly here 2x is equal to 3 and then x is equal to 3 by 2. Fine. So this is my first root or the first 0 and this is my second 0. So what is this 0 of the polynomial? Matlab meaning kya hai? What exactly is this 0 of the polynomial? So it means, for example, here the given polynomial is 6x square minus 7x minus 3. So the meaning of 0 of the polynomial is when I substitute this x1, that is minus 1 by 3, in this equation, okay, we should get 0. Right? If you want, you can just cross check. Substitute this minus 1 by 3 here, definitely will get 0. Either minus 1 by 3 or 3 by 2. Fine. Either minus 1 by 3 or 3 by 2. Because that's what the 0 of the polynomial means. Fine. So the verification and all is not required here. If you want, you can cross check these two later. Fine. So now we got the zeros. Now verify the relation. That is what we need to verify. We need to verify alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a and alpha into beta is equal to c by a. So find LHS, that is alpha plus beta. So what is alpha plus beta? Minus 1 by 3 plus 3 by 2. Minus 1 by 3 plus 3 by 2. So you will get 7 by 6 here. Right? So what about RHS? Minus b by a, that is minus what is b? Okay. So first find a, b and c. Before verification, first find a, b and c. So here this is my a, that is the first term, coefficient of the first term, x square. So a is 6 here. What about b? B is minus 7 and then c is minus 3. So minus of minus 7 divided by a, that is 6. So you will get 7 by 6 here. Verified. Next, what is LHS here? That is product of the zeros alpha into beta. Again minus 1 by 3 into 3 by 2. Fine. So cancel out these two, you will get minus 1 by 2. RHS, what is your RHS here? C by a. So c is minus 3 and then a 6, 3 ones are 3 twos are, you will get minus 1 by 2. Okay. So the relation between zeros of the polynomial and then the coefficients is verified. So we are done with the third question from your first main, 2.2, second main, third question. Okay, fine. Next. So what is your next question? Okay, for sixth one you can solve. Okay, again splitting the middle term, you can solve this one. Let me give you zeros of fourth and fifth. These two are a bit different from other options, right? 4u square plus 8u, 4u square plus 8u. Okay, 4u square plus 8u. So first, how to find zeros here? Okay, don't use splitting the middle term because we have just two terms here. So just take common from these two. u is common, then you will get 4u, no sorry, 4u is common because 4 is common factor for these two terms. So if you take 4u common, then you will be left with 4u plus 2, right? Sorry, if you take 4u common, then you will be left with u plus 2, right? So now again I got two factors here, equate them to 0. 4u is equal to 0 and then u plus 2 is equal to 0. So 4 into u, it is a product, so you will get u is equal to 0 by 4 or u is equal to 0, and here u is equal to minus 2. So these two are my zeros of the given polynomial, that is alpha is equal to 0 and then beta is equal to minus 2, right? So next, what are my coefficients here? A, the numerical or constant with this u square, so that is 4, and then B 8, and then C, there is no constant term here, or you can take it as 0, so you will get C is equal to 0. Next, what is the relation? Alpha plus beta is equal to minus B by A, and then alpha beta is equal to C by A. Take LHS, that is alpha plus beta. Okay, so what is our alpha? 0. What is our beta? Minus 2. So you will get minus 2 here. So cross check this one, minus B by A minus, what is B? 8. What is our A? 4. 4 1s are 4 2s are, so you will get minus 2. Here LHS, 0 into minus 2, you will get 0. RHS, C by A. So C is 0 and then A is 4, 0 by 4, you will get 0 here, hence verified. LHS is equal to RHS. Okay, so next one, t square minus 15. T square minus 15. Okay, so again, how to factorize this thing? It is a bit different from other problems. So here you need to use this identity. What is that identity? A square minus b square, which is equal to a plus b into a minus b. But here we have two perfect squares, but here t square and 15 are there. How to make this 15 as a perfect square? So we can write this 15 as root of 15 whole square. What is root of 15 whole square? 15. Root of two numbers, for example, root of 3 into root of 3 is what? Root into root will cancel out. So you will get, or you know this one, right? Root of 3 square. What is this root? Meaning of root is 1 by 2. So these two laws of exponents, these two will cancel out, you will get 3. So whenever you multiply two root numbers, two same root numbers, you will get this. That is root 3 into root 3 is 3, root 5 into root 5 is 5, and root 15 into root 15 is 15, right? So here this is my A and this one is my B, that is root 15 is my B. So if you compare these two, then here the factors are t plus root 15 and then t minus root 15. Okay, equate them to 0. T plus root 15 is equal to 0, t minus root 15 is equal to 0. Then you will get t is equal to minus root 15 and t is equal to plus root 15. So that is my first root alpha minus root 15 and the second root beta plus root 15. So you got two zeros here, alpha and beta. Next, verify the relation between the coefficients and the zeros. So what is your A here? That is the coefficient of t square, 1. And what is your B? The coefficient of the second term. Actually the second term is missing here, because what is the standard form? ax square plus bx and then constant term. So we have this constant term and the first term, but this bx is missing. So if bx is missing, then you can take b as 0 and then c is minus 15. Okay, alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a and then alpha beta is equal to C by A. Alpha plus beta, what is your alpha? Minus root 15 into plus root 15. So here you will get minus 15. So minus b by a. Minus of b is, okay, sorry, one sec, it is alpha plus beta, right? That is minus root 15 plus root 15. So minus root 15 and plus root 15 will give 0, right? Minus and minus plus, these two are different terms. It's minus root 15 plus root 15, just like minus a plus a. Minus b, what is minus a plus a? These two will cancel out, right? So similarly here also these two will cancel out, then you will get 0 here. So 0 by 1, which is 0, hence verified. Here it is alpha into beta, that is minus root 15 into plus root 15. Root 15 and root 15 will cancel out. Then multiplication, when you multiply two root numbers, then you will get this 15 here. So minus 15. C by A. What is C? Minus 15. And what is A? 1. So you will get minus 15. Hence verified. So now you guys are comfortable with this 2.2 first main. So we are done with all the problems from this 2.2 first main. Okay.